everyone? It's it's your boy Becco here, starting out Skills Live with an accidental submission play from last week. But it's a Thursday. I'm here with a few cool guys tonight. One of which is Zafran Akil. What's up, Zaf? Yep. I'm also here with Owen from Duncan. What's good, Owen? Dude, not much, man. Yep. We're also waiting on a few more guests, specifically Brian from Duncan as well as Remy. I think Briggy will be here too. So, in the meantime, chat, how are you all doing? Let's get some questions for the Duncan guys. Oh. Oh my goodness. We're off to a great start. Okay. I think I know what to do for this. Let's see. Can you say something again?
What's up? Can you guys hear us now?
They definitely should be able to hear you now. That may have been a bit loud, but I think we should be good to go. Let us know, chat. Sweet. Good to hear.
All right. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, so Brian should be here any minute now. I think when he gets here, we'll get started with immediately showing off some new product. What's up, Brian? That's our guy. How are you doing, man?
How are you guys? Good, man. It's a good day. How are you guys?
I'm decent.
Pretty good.
It was a good sunny day today.
Yeah.
Totally. So, I was thinking it'd be cool if we get started right off with just showing some new Duncan yo-yos. Brian sent me a few new photos earlier today that I'm really stoked to reveal to you all. So, let's get started with the tourney. The tourney is actually Owen's signature, released last year, I believe, around World's time.
Yep.
And I think this is either the second or third run at this point, which is really cool.
It's the second run, yeah.
Second run, awesome. Yeah, we got some sick new splash colors for this upcoming run. I'm really digging that like black body rainbow rim one too. That's sick.
Yeah, that one's beautiful. Actually, in person too, it has this nice kind of like this deep, like almost blue kind of tones to it. It's a really pretty color.
Ooh. So it's almost like a dark indigo than it is like black.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like
okay.
Or whatever. Yeah, it's really nice though. Yeah.
Sweet. That Dylan edition is awesome too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dylan.
It's so sick.
Pretty proud.
So, when you guys select colors for your yo-yos, or like this one specifically, do you have any sort of like methodology you use in terms of what you go with or decide on? I'm curious.
Actually, Owen picked all of this.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So really, I mean, it's kind of like I just kind of choose the yo-yos I like in the past or something, and I try to kind of honestly just take what I like, from other yo-yos I like, and try to put that on my yo-yo, and that's what I did for this. And then Dylan, his yo-yo is super sick because he kind of wanted it to look like tie-dye or something, and so it turned out really sick.
Yeah, it really actually looks like it, so that's dope.
Yeah, we kind of wing it. We don't know what's gonna happen. Like, maybe like multiple color options. Like, all right, let's just do this. And then, actually, Dylan traded the logo, the Dylan Ostrowski right there.
Nice.
He picked the font. He placed it. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I think it's also kind of nice because like I think back in like 2011, 2012, acid wash colorways for yo-yo was a real thing, and nobody's really brought it back.
That's true.
That is a good point.
I haven't seen acid wash in a while.
I think one of the reasons why it's just so hard to get the right color. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get.
Agreed.
I feel that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that fits with the design, because he was thinking of tie-dye, and tie-dye comes out random every single time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just him. I think it fits his personality really well. Even the font.
For sure. Yeah, I think Dylan will also be competing in Scales Open next weekend, so shout out to him. I'm really looking forward to see what he does. Yeah.
I saw the prelims. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's got the craziest tricks for sure.
Sweet.
We got a good number of Duncan people competing, don't we? We have Justin, we have
I'm not sure about Justin. I haven't seen an updated list in a few days, but I do know that Jakub has also competed and really excited for that.
Yeah.
And Chris, right?
Yeah, and Chris as well. Chris was actually the first person to turn in his freestyle, so shout out to him for that. Let's keep it moving for the next new release from Duncan. Here we've got the Orbital GTX, which is Tall's signature yo-yo. I believe this is also the second run of this one too. And here we have even more awesome multicolor editions. These are even cooler almost. Like, man, loving these.
Actually, the Fade one, it's Philip Pacific's edition. So
cool.
We want to start. Yeah, we want to start rolling out some team editions.
I like that.
Like as far as color and stuff. So these are the first batch of our team edition. So it would be pretty cool.
Sweet.
Not to interject, but I'm just saying, what's up, Brian? What's up, Owen? I'm here.
What's up, Remy?
What's up, Remy
colors
boy?
are awesome.
Welcome to the stream, man.
Yeah. So Dylan is asking, did I miss something? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, not really.
Man, this pink one is such an eye-catching color. It's almost like future wave, but on a yo-yo. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
like I
moment
think.
it popped up. That's the first thing I saw. It's so eye-catching.
Yeah, I think like actually the green one right there. It's just the photo doesn't do any justice. It's like a really cool green. I don't know. We tried to take the right photo, but it's just hard to get. But yeah, it's like green.
Teal blue. Oh, well, that's a really nice colorway. It looks like it could be a Scales colorway too. Hey.
We just put a logo there.
The Sharpie.
Yeah, these are looking awesome.
Is there a reason why Philip Pacific chose like gray and blue? That's not a common color to mix
I've
up.
never seen a gray and blue fade, I feel like.
There have I.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point.
Did Duncan invent a new color? Is that what I'm walking in on?
We have Bergie in the chat too.
I like that opening.
Nice.
This is exciting. What yo-yo is this?
This is the Orbital GTX, which is Tall's signature.
Oh, the orbit. That yo-yo is fantastic. Duncan's yo-yos have gotten so much better in the last couple years.
I couldn't agree
Thanks,
more.
man. I appreciate that.
It's like fantastic.
Totally.
Every
Thank
single
you.
time.
Every time, they don't miss.
Not at all.
They don't miss anymore. It's like consistent every single time. Really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like a lot of our teams bringing a lot of inputs with all our yo-yos. So yeah, we try to put all our inputs with all our team members who's using it. I mean, aside from Tal, I know it's his yo-yo, but a lot of our team gave some inputs with that as well. So
Yeah. Was
I
there a
think that's one
moment
of the reasons.
that you think that there was a shift where where the Duncan Pro yo-yos really like revved up?
Yeah, I think like it started when we rebrand our like high-end models. I think our products are good, but I think the product development is not like team focused. And then now we shifted to where we ask a lot of inputs from our team. We send prototypes, and it takes the product development is longer, so we can revise the second or third prototypes, which I think came out amazing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but my first metal yo-yo was a metal freehand zero, and that's one of the worst metal yo-yos I've ever played with. And,
Don't talk about it.
which version is that?
it's just crazy to me because like 10 years ago when I first started yo-yoing, seeing that metal freehand zero was almost like unreal. Like jumping from a mosquito, like a Duncan mosquito to a metal
Oh,
freehand.
the metal drifter, right?
No, like literally a metal freehand.
No, there was
The Metal Zero?
Oh, the
One of
metal
the-
zero.
one
Yeah, I
of maybe
think-
the greatest moments of my life was at Worlds, I think 2007, when the metal freehand got released. It was like the cheapest metal yo-yo that you could buy.
Oh.
It was $40 or something, and everyone was swarmed around the Duncan table just waiting to get it. I think that they ran out of stock on within like 20 minutes.
Nice.
No.
You said 2007?
I think so,
Yeah.
Cool.
or 06.
I don't
Pretty
know
old
how
yo-yo.
I don't remember that.
I found it at a random kite shop.
Oh, the metal zero. That's right. Okay.
Mm. I remember when I think like I can't remember which contest it was when you guys released the Barracuda, the new one. Yeah, like that was when I was like, wow, this is like an unreal yo-yo.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
man.
second that. Here on the screen now we have the Grasshopper GTX and some new colors as well. Loving these as well. The chat's going crazy for them.
Yeah, though.
I'm getting
Yeah,
called
the
out in the
acid wash
chat
right
as
there.
well. We got to answer some questions. Let's see.
All right.
Hmm.
Which one?
A lot of people choose Grasshopper GTX and the Haymaker for like, is it or yeah, all three actually. A lot of people use all three for competitions.
Yeah, they're all so good now. It used to be that Duncan yo-yos, when people would ask, like, because you always have someone ask you, like, oh, is that a Duncan? And you have to go, and in the past you had to go, oh no, like usually they make more entry level yo-yos, but now you can be like, yes,
Yeah, agree.
this is
Yeah.
my main
Yeah,
throw.
yeah.
So
Awesome.
one question
Yeah.
from we have a question in the chat. Someone was wondering if Duncan would be going back to Disney after
Here's the
this.
yo-yo.
Yes, definitely. We are going back, and I think as far as like Disney goes, I think Disney Springs, where we at, is the first place to open.
Okay.
But I don't think there's a tentative date. But yes, we will.
Sweet.
Mhm.
Is the Duncan
someone was asking
wheel?
about
Someone asked if the Duncan wheel / FHZ profile is retired forever or not.
It's not retired forever. I don't want to close the door for that, but we try to do a lot of like I don't know, we prototypes a lot, but we haven't released it until the right time. But yes, like we have some plans, but I can't spill it right now. It's
Totally.
not. I didn't say it's this year, but we have plans.
Someone else also asked, saying that they heard you were part of putting on SEC last year, and is this true? And will it be happening this year?
Yeah, with the things happening right now, it's hard to say. But I talked to Alec. I think I'm gonna work with him together with Sean and another Orlando Yo-Yo Club member. But yes, it's gonna happen. We just don't know when. I'm gonna work with Alec on that.
Awesome. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
These new Duncan yo-yos are looking sweet. I thought another cool thing to highlight that has recently been revealed by Duncan is some sort of new series that you guys are working on. Let me find the video for this. It is called Yo-Yo Real Talk, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, let's talk about that.
Before that, like, I want to highlight the splash right there for GTX. That's Jakub's edition.
Oh,
Jakub
awesome.
Platter. Yeah. So
Dope.
really like the color.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
for the Yo-Yo Real Talk, it's just like I think we need to have more kind of like no filter conversation for yo-yos. Like everybody started in different ways. Like me versus Owen and anybody. Like we all have different story, and I feel like telling that story is pretty cool. You know, it's inspiring, and we want to start that conversation. We will roll out with team members. We will invite some like Duncan legends and collab with other like yo-yo players. So
That's
we will
awesome.
continue doing that.
Sweet. Joshi asked if you are officially retired from competing or not.
As of today, yes. I think it's hard
man.
it's hard to run business. Like like help Duncan grow plus competing. It's not like I don't want. It's just like the energy. I think I want to focus on like bringing more yo-yo players than competing. So
That's
I think
nice.
it's a pretty big task.
Forced him to stop competing so that I could have a chance.
Owen is my mentor.
Yeah, so someone asked what's the yo-yo in the top left corner. This is all the Grasshopper GTX, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes,
that one is Jakub's color.
Crunch.
And Janos' signature.
And like so we want to roll out more videos, and the next thing like Owen's rolling out a lot of 5MA tutorials, which is cool.
Totally.
Owen, I'll pass the mic to you.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make these tutorials for 5MA. Just trying to really the way I view it, I'm just trying to make tutorials for like all of my tricks, so that I don't know, just it feels like kind of therapeutic in some ways to just like get them out of my system in a way. And also it's cool to teach other people my tricks and to see them kind of learning. So and it's 5A, so
Yeah, I like
That's it.
that. That's cool.
Yeah, because a lot of people like you're introducing like it's not exactly hard, but like people just need to know how to do them. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah. That's the thing about 5A too, that I'm trying to kind of break down the barriers around 5A, because I feel like X Division in general is just like so like hard to get into it, just because if you don't know, then you don't know. Like small things like, like string length and like just like basic stuff that people don't really talk about. I'm
Right.
trying to get people into it.
I think one of my favorite parts is that like a basic concept of 5A is understanding like counter movements, and like the way you introduce all the tricks involves like slacks with dice movement and all of that. Like it's not exactly hard to do, but people just again really didn't know how to do it before this.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just small stuff, It's a bunch of small stuff that adds up. So I'm trying to talk through my tricks and try to, do my best to try to make people feel more comfortable with the style.
You've been getting good responses, like.
Yeah, some people. I mean, people have been like sending me just like DMs of them doing the trick, and that's like the coolest response I can get, because it means the tutorial's working. So, yeah.
I think honestly that's one cool thing that I've like seen happen throughout this quarantine period. Like a lot of people are bothering to like post trick tutorials on Instagram, like with little IGTV like clips and stuff like that. It's really good because instead of just going on Trick Circle and watching people do tricks, you also kind of want to learn them. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure. And I think it's good for the community on the whole as well. Like.
Yeah, it's an interesting time for yo-yo, because it's something that everyone can still do right now, for the most part, who's stuck at home.
Right.
Totally.
Is Real Talk all gonna be on the Duncan YouTube channel, or where can we find that?
It's just like IGTV exclusive, just for Instagram.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I thought it would be kind of neat to play the first one that Duncan posted. It's only about 1.5 minutes long, so I'm pulling that up right now.
Awesome.
Let me get these other things out of the way too.
Hi, hello, my name is Dylan.
Let me turn.
Actually, I have a quick question for Brian. Brian, what's like your most favorite freestyle?
For me is like a creative outlet where I can feel free to express myself, and I like to think outside the box a lot. So that kind of shows kind of who I am as a person, I guess. And it's it's kind of a way to escape, I guess. My plan as a professional yo-yoer, my plans are to try and make
cool
nationals and world's finals within the next 5 years, at least once each.
I don't know what I'll do
I feel like it's very difficult for a player like me personally, because my tricks are very, they don't cater to the judging system as much as
like
other
if you
players,
see
so
yourself not yo-yoing in 5 years, it's okay to say that.
Those are my goals.
Sweet. That was dope. Looking forward to see more of those in the future as well.
Yeah. So we have 10 working on, and then after that we'll pause from team and invite some. I'm trying to contact some Duncan legends.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I like this a lot because like it's a diversification of yo-yo content. Like people want to see something on just tricks. People want to hear people talk about it as well. Like Markmon does a really good job at like narrating tricks and stuff like that. But this is a good avenue for people to really understand and get to know players, opposed to just watching them on the internet.
Sure.
Yeah, so up here on the screen now is one of Jakub's new videos using the Grasshopper GTX. This is like a 4-minute long video, which is crazy. I think one question that Zoff thought would be interesting to mention before the stream was that we saw that Jakub and the Polish yo-yo community ran the Phenomenale 25 challenge. That was really cool. We were happy to be involved with announcing results too. Is there anything else that the Duncan crew is doing in these quarantine times right now?
Aside from like the higher end model, like we've been pushing a lot with our alliance with Boy Scout and Cub Scout. We did some 8-minute promotion with Cub Scout and Boy Scout live, and it got like 450,000 views. So
Wow.
I think it's like it's a make it or break it at this point with like to bring in new yo-yo players. And after that, we got a lot of emails and yo-yo orders. I mean, aside from the sales, like we're excited to see more yo-yo players, learning the modern yo-yoing. So it's our goal.
You guys have been doing like lives with Jen Baybrook on like your Facebook pages as well.
Yeah, and Chris, I think it's pretty cool. Like those are the stuff that we after the videos, we're getting a lot of emails and Facebook questions, which is kind of cool. Like people are really interested. I mean, hopefully after COVID, they're still like that, interested to learn. But I think it's a great window for us.
I'm also actually. I'm like drooling over this video right now.
Yeah,
like, I'm
tricks are so crazy.
At the same time, but these tricks are fire.
You said a 4-minute video, so like for Jakob, that's like 2 tricks.
Tricks always look better in first person, too, or more difficult.
Yeah.
At least. It's so weird to see someone else doing it.
Like how they make their tricks, and I totally agree with that. I'm excited to see what he does in the contest next weekend too. Someone actually asked, I think this is an interesting question, not relating to Duncan specifically, but do you guys think that the competition level is going to increase as a result of the quarantine?
I think for online it will. I think people have time to practice, and I think one of the contest wise is budget. I think not spending a lot for flights and other accommodation. I think it motivates you from competing, but with doing online contests like what you guys will do, I think a lot of people would be I'll practice, I'll compete, some stuff like that.
Yeah, I think with yo-yoers, like this period is either like some people are probably practicing very hard for like the next yo-yo contest that they'll go to, but others are maybe just not taking yo-yo very seriously at all right now from a competitive level, because there are online contests like Skills Open, but I think maybe a lot of people are just waiting for in real life competitions as well and whatnot. So we'll see. I think it depends on the player.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of players like will do better in contests because they're more consistent, for instance, and like the online model isn't as friendly for them.
Right.
Because like if someone can film their freestyle 50 times, then what does it matter if you're super consistent if you can just land it once? I think that's one thing that a lot of people are thinking. But I don't know. I wonder how many people wouldn't have competed otherwise, but now that they see that there's not going to be many contests this year, that will.
Yeah.
I also wonder about like whether people will kind of create new tricks in this time, right? Because this is kind of like an extended off season in a way,
Yeah, I'm curious to see when Physical Worlds comes back.
Yeah, I think the next Worlds will be crazy.
I think that you're going to see so many different people making it coming up from like being just pretty good to being great.
I see what you mean.
Like no clue what to expect for that one. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Just like the reset yo-yo is very, very interesting.
Totally. Here on the screen now, we've got a
who's
clip.
That guy?
Yeah, so this is Owen. It's this is actually a clip from his newest video with Art, Shoehorn Billy Part 2. This is a 5A video, amazing video. I recommend you check out both Part 1 and Part 2. As Owen mentioned already, he's being one of the biggest proponents in 5AMA already, with like making trick tutorials every day and just changing the game with all these cool tricks. But I was wondering, is Duncan still planning anything with pushing 5A forward at this point?
Yeah, actually, I was just Owen got some prototypes done with counterweights. I gave it to him. Yeah, we have a lot of designs. We just never really tried to to add more. But like last year, what really happened? So Poricon is trying to we're trying to give them the license, and they had some. So I pushed back from all our Delrin counterweights. And I think they had some production issue until just recently. So Yeah. Then we will just release all what we have designed in the past 2 years this year.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Excited.
Yeah.
I'm looking
And
forward to
Owen, yeah, and Owen will handle most of our freehand tutorials from now on. He's gonna add more content to it. Aside from the IGTVs releasing, we just had a talk about like releasing more like freehand tutorials, more like maybe his special tricks, more like fundamentals and stuff. So
yeah, these tutorials I'm doing on Instagram are kind of like a beta test of some real deal tutorials. So keep your eyes peeled. Yeah.
How to be a 5A ninja?
Yeah. How to? Oh, that's sick.
that. Sweet. Love that idea. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Go ahead.
I have a kind of not a chat question, but more a me question, mostly for Owen, because you've just released these 2 videos. Do you think the quarantine period is gonna like provide a boost for yo-yo videos in general?
I don't know. That's a good question. I would have to see. I think we would have to see some people push for that. It seems like right now people are probably just kind of yo-yoing, just like straight up yo-yoing and maybe not really worrying about the content itself. But I feel like if maybe there was a push for it, just like maybe a couple of influential players made some videos, I could see it be making a resurgence. Because people have time. That's for sure.
Yeah, people definitely have time. I just think it's interesting to think about if this is more gonna push towards like people focusing on competitive tricks or kind of like creative tricks, like you were saying earlier.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
The pressure's off right now.
Yeah, totally.
There's like, even in the back of my mind, and I don't even really compete anymore. When I know there's contests coming up, I can't help but think like, oh, can I make something that's like especially good for this contest and maybe like sneak in? But like right now, there's no pressure, so I can't imagine. I think some people are looking at the long run, and then other people can just finally like relax, who are competitors.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too. I'm also just grinding 5A every day though, so that's just me. Anyways.
I'm Colin 5A. Everybody watch out for Colin 5A. He's about to top 3 at nationals.
Dude, couch to 5A, man. Let's get it. Anyways, I thought this photo on the Duncan Instagram was pretty interesting.
That's Spain.
Yeah, so this is a photo of some damage control we've got here. So you want to explain what this is about?
Yeah,
this is what happens when you play 5A.
Yeah, this is how bad it is. Yeah, so for this one, like I think it happens for a lot of bigger brands. We have to test more for hazardous materials. Like I think for metal yo-yos, we have 4 different testings. I think it's more like if it's like hazard free for kids and like women who is trying to have kids. I think there's 2 for metals and there's 2 for anodization. And to get the testing, they actually have to break the yo-yo. I think they have to get a small part of the yo-yo and the anodization to test that. And we do that each color on each run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it's a pain for me to see this all the time, so I just thought I'd share it.
Yeah. Do you sell these as B grades or something?
What was that?
I said, do you sell these as B grades or something?
I'll take it as B grade.
I'll give you like $2 for the one in the middle.
The half tourney. I'll take that.
Did you ever get to like, burn a yo-yo with a flamethrower or something just to test it out?
They're not Tesla.
Yeah.
It's like like you gotta know if it's flammable, right? Like.
This is what happens. This is like the people who don't believe Dr. Fauci. This is people that don't believe in science. Will the flamethrower break it? I don't know.
Dylan asked for
maybe
one.
Maybe the flamethrower will break.
Yeah, someone asked what weapon was used for these.
Man,
oh yeah, how did these break? Like, how did you do this?
I have no idea. I think they probably have some special clipper to get that piece of metal. But I would say it's probably really strong.
I have a question. I'm not sure if this is classified. How many, like, when you make the aluminum freehand, how many do you produce around?
Usually for metal, we try our smallest run would be 500 pieces. But depends on the I think for first batch like this, we ordered like I think 650. I mean, including for our team and stuff. And we expected some contests, so we ordered extra. So we thought we were sending some what do you call this? Sponsorship stuff. But yeah, our minimum is 500 for mono medals and stuff.
What about something more mass produced? Like what yo-yo do you? So for instance, let's say the butterflies. I'm gonna assume that's your number one or the Imperial.
So I mean, for butterfly, I think they run thousands per week. I mean, it's so God. Like one of the reason why it's like a lot of people ask me like, can we do some special run for butterfly? Like for example, like I really like to have a butterfly for Drutats. It's just so hard to track. Hey, can I have a special 500 pieces batch for this one? Because like they do it every week, so it's just hard to catch up. For like the yo-yos we sell through Walmart, Amazon. It's just so much that I really try not to work with them. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Also curious, like the caps for these freehand aluminums are metal, right?
Yes.
Are they interchangeable for any other Duncan yo-yos, or are they only for the freehands?
So I confirmed it. Oh, so Taka from Spin Gear, like I gave he's the first person who received samples outside team, because like he's a big motor guy, so I asked him to to play around with caps with other Duncan yo-yos, vice versa. So for the body of freehand AL, it fits the plastic caps, both next gen and the old Duncan cap.
Oh, nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then for the metal cap to other Duncan, since the mold is not consistent, there are some, I would say 1% of, let's say freehand zero, it wouldn't fit, but most of the time it will fit.
Oh, so you could get like a plastic body freehand zero and put a metal cap on it.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Like Sean was like he sent me a photo yesterday. Like he was playing around with the metal cap, and he got stuck from the Raptor because there's no hole from the metal Raptor, so he got pissed. But yeah, it fits for pretty much all Duncan yo-yos. But again, we try not to promote it, because when you remove the metal cap from the body, like I think the body will just vibe, and then when you put it back, it won't be the same.
It's so like one of those novelty things, I think.
Yeah, so it's possible if you're into the mod kind of like life, I think you can do it. But if you really care for like tuning vibe, it's not really like something we would recommend.
Yeah. Any final questions for Duncan? Someone asked, let's see, Evan Landau said, have you discussed a SIG for Philip yet? I know he's getting a signature colorway of the Orbital GTX, but
yeah, I think Philip is I would say is like one of our future like competitors. So we're investing a lot with him, and he's very into YOYOing competing. So outside his editions, eventually he's probably gonna get signature. So he's sending me some yo-yos that he liked outside Duncan. So after all, maybe when the competition gets back, we'll probably talk that again, what he likes in the future.
There you have it then. Awesome. So, as you most likely know...
Someone just asked something 3 times. They said, will there be a metal throw monkey anytime soon?
Just for you, Barry. Just for you.
A run of one.
Thank you.
Metal Throw Monkey sounds really fun, actually. I'm curious about that too.
I interrupt the pricing chart, but
yeah.
So someone had a question that was really.
Scales open next weekend. We hope to see all of you in the chat participating. If anyone has any questions about the contest, let us know in the comments. We just posted our prize information for the contest today, so this time top 5 in Pro will be getting some cash instead of just top 3. Happy to award 4th and 5th as well. And
that's awesome.
With 30 people making finals now,
that's correct. Yeah,
it's reasonable.
Totally.
How many people are trying to compete with the Pro?
I'm not sure as of right now, because Andre's been really busy and he hasn't been able to update the registration, but yeah, not too sure. Probably around the same time as last event.
But everyone, last time we saw like a massive increase in the last 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we never
that's
really
also
know
true.
until then.
Yeah, and then here on the screen is the amateur prizes. Thanks to YOYO Expert for supporting the amateur division. First place will get $200 to Yo-Yo Expert. Second will get $100, and third will get $50 to Yo-Yo Expert. So, looking forward to that as well. Amateur was super fun to watch last time. A lot of people did it, and I'm looking forward to see a lot of new people too.
Awesome.
I think seeing the numbers get updated for the registration really just shows exactly how much yo-yoers are procrastinators. It's like kind of
for the only yo-yo contest that they have to film their freestyle online.
It's pretty funny.
The only thing that they're doing.
Yes.
At all. Make sure to do it late.
For sure.
So someone asked, how do you keep pros out of amateur? We do have some sort of guidelines that we kind of enforce that are on the website. But usually if we see anyone that kind of appears as some sort of red flag in amateur, we would reach out to them and talk to them. I don't think we haven't really had to deal with that in the last contest, maybe the one before though, but it's just definitely a case-by-case basis. There are some sort of guidelines.
I think maybe one time we had to tell someone to move up to... But, like, to tell someone to move up to pro is a pretty positive thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Too good for this. But this is something that we talk about a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, we have to figure out, like... We don't have, like, a clear-cut system. But, like, we just kind of do it on on like, an honor basis. And then, like, if we see that it's like, pretty clear that it's unfair for everyone else, we'll just make them move up, or... That's that. I don't think that there's a perfect way to do it.
Yeah, there's definitely not, and especially with how loose the competitive yo-yo structure is, it's just not really possible to enforce some sort of strict guidelines. But
so far the last three have all been very fair. There hasn't been like a terrible discrepancy or anything like that.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that it's up to the discrepancy of the player for the most part. There's definitely higher stakes in pro in terms of actually getting cash, having more screen time as well, and just stacking yourself up against better players. Amateur, I definitely would recommend to people who haven't competed very much at all and are kind of getting their feet wet. But players can definitely just choose what they like depending on how well they've done in contests in the past and stuff. Just know that we kind of review these and maybe reach out to people if we need to, but we usually don't have to. Someone asked who's judging. I think from scales, it'll be me, Bergie, Mark, Remy and Zoff, and Patrick will also be judging too. Not sure who will be clicking and who will be doing evaluations yet, but that should be the panel there.
Yeah, the guaranteed clicking panel so far is me, Colin, and Mark.
That's correct, yeah.
We're the ones who can physically get there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the few challenges we've been having, but we can definitely make it work.
Yeah, the contest will 100% be happening, so. Any final questions from the chat about scales or Duncan? Can you make the clicks correspond with the people so we know who clicked what? No. There's not really a reason to know who clicked what, I think, unless you can prove me otherwise.
Oh, someone's saying, will there be a metal phone?
Again, another one just for you, Bergie. I'll make one for you.
Oh, really? That's really good. Awesome of you.
Man,
I'm open to collab with you.
I'm looking for just a rubber rimmed yo-yo.
Oh,
right.
Someone asked, how does the metal freehand play without the caps?
I think it's pretty light. The cap is like 6 grams each, so yeah, it's pretty light, but it's good. I think like if you're just gonna add, I think it will play better if you want to do some adjustments. Add the plastic cap, and it will just play good, but light. If you like light yo-yos.
Yeah, I always feel like playing a yo-yo with the caps off is just very fun, but probably not as reliable. Someone else asked, will there be X Division ever? I hope so. I just feel like we need to come up with a system that we're confident in judging, and
I think the main reason that we've discussed that we don't do that is because our between the bunch of us, we're not as confident clicking for X Division, especially consistently. So in the future, I think once we would be able to get once people can gather again, really, if we can have either different judges or train ourselves on the judging better, that's when we'll have X Division.
Yeah, we definitely try to figure something out pretty much every time we run a contest. Like, I think about it every time, but I want to run an X Division that I feel confident in and that players feel as though it's fair to compete in.
Yeah.
Like,
it's funny, I always hear companies saying stuff like this, and I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm like, we want to have a product we feel confident in. We really do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if I were competing in a contest and I knew that the judges didn't feel very good about judging the 4 X Division styles, then I probably wouldn't feel very good about competing. So hopefully one day we can do X Division. I definitely will never write off the possibility of it, but we just need to come up with a system, or at least train ourselves to the point where we can, accurately run a contest. Looking like those are the last of the questions. Dylan says, why is there no month dedicated to one? Will the origami be remade?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. It's a bummer.
Yeah. It's just like I don't compete anymore. I'll just give that spot to the signature series to the team who actually competes. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to everyone for tuning in. It was a great time talking to the Duncan guys.
Thanks, guys.
And we hope to see you all in Skills Open next week. We'll also be doing 1 or 2 more Skills Lives leading up to then, so be on the lookout for those. And
all right, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
All right.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
For everything that you do.
Yeah, and your continual support. We really,
Yeah,
we
man,
can't do it
anytime.
without people like you, really.